all my pieces into my composite document, I can zoom in. So what we did was we just we created a new document and we just started pulling the pictures into there and the pieces of pictures that we wanted to pull into there. I am going to now start rearranging these. So I'm going to use my plus key to zoom in a little bit. I think I want these bottles of paint to be different, going different directions, and I think I want to fill my space a little bit. So I'm going to make this apple bigger. So when I click on my apple, notice it's not moving, okay? It's because my layer over here is selected. The blue layers, the blue paint is selected, okay? So I can do one of two things. I can come over here and I can select my apple and I can move the apple and do whatever I want with the apple. Or I can click auto select up here, up in the left-hand corner. And that way when I actually click on the layer in my document, it automatically selects my layer over here. So notice I clicked on the yellow paint, it selected the yellow paint here. So red paint, okay, and you can double click and you can rename these if it helps you, red paint, if it helps you keep them organized, okay? So also notice my apple is behind all of the paint. I'm gonna drag this apple to the top because I want it to be in front of my other ones. So I'm gonna resize this apple. So the shortcut is Command T. Notice it creates a bounding box. The other way to do that is if you go to Edit, Transform, and then you can scale or rotate that way. So I'm going to make this apple nice and big and hit Enter. Okay, and I'm going to then rotate it. So I'm going to Command T again, and I'm going to rotate it. And I want it to kind of sneak off the edge of my page a little bit. Now the red one, I want to Command T, and I want to rotate. So I'm just going to pull one of those corners out, and I'm just going to hit Enter when I'm ready. Take the blue one, Command T, take a corner, scale it up, hit Enter when I'm done, Command T, grab a corner, scale it up, hit Enter when I'm done. So maybe I want it to look like that. Maybe I want to play around with the order layer. Maybe I want to bring all these to the front, in front of the apple. But I do want to keep that background picture behind. I'm just going to play around. The next thing I might want to do is I might want to adjust the color of that background image to match the colors of my other images, or I could change the color of these to desaturate, so take some color out to match the background. So I'm going to try first. I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and I am going to play around with the hue and the saturation. So maybe I want to add a little hue, which is another word for color. Maybe I want to add, maybe make it look more blue. Maybe I want to make that saturation, boost that saturation a little bit. So now it's starting to look really surreal, and it kind of goes with the color palette that I'm playing with. I could also select my objects and I could image adjust, and I could take some saturation out of those if I wanted those to be more desaturated and match that background that didn't have much color. So you could play around with the arrangement of your objects and the color and the saturation of your objects and the rotation and just start playing, right? See what works best.